of artists, celebrities, musicians, writers, and more. Learn about South Florida happenings and discover art firsthand while enjoying red carpets, fashion shows, and press conferences from the hand of our host, Alexandra Bello. Tune in on WNN 1470 every Tuesday night at 7:30 and on my website, ABP TV. Now, it's about to get artistic in here.
Hello everyone, Alexandra Bello here on Artistic Times Radio. Another week of greatness, art, and events here in South Florida. Tonight we have an amazing woman. She's an actress, a director, and also she's a writer. So how are you doing? Noah Lindberg is here with us.
Hi, how are you? I'm great. You look fantastic as always. You always look like
you look fantastic
red
too.
Carpet.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, you look red carpet yourself in every picture you sent me. They were amazing. Yes.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I usually post two, but I later I'm going to create like a Facebook event page, and I'm going to put everybody's pictures, like 6, 7 pictures, whatever.
Nice.
So people can, get to know you and from the show, and they get to follow you and follow your social media as well. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay, where to start? So I'm an actor and a writer mainly. I'm also a host. I do a lot of digital, interviews for iHeartRadio. During Y100 and Evolution 935 events, I interview, pop stars. And, as far as the acting, I started when I was 7. I loved theater. I'm theater trained, and I kept studying. I loved making people laugh when I was a kid, because everything around me was very heavy. So when I would reenact stand-up shows from French comedians, because I grew up in France, from French comedians, everybody was laughing. So I felt great. They felt great. Everybody felt great. So I kept theater. I studied. I finished my studies. I had my 2 masters, my master's of law and business. And then I moved to the U.S. and I got back to acting, because no matter how far you go away from your real love, you're going to always go back to it. So that's what I did.
Awesome. Tell me what it was, what it was growing up in France, surrounded by art, because I know that Europe is very artistic, and
Yes,
everybody's collaborating with each other constantly. Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I love France for the art. I love France for the movies. Every movie looks like an indie in HD. It's like this mix of both worlds, and it's so great. I love international movies in general. And sorry about that. And the only thing that I felt in France that I was not really moving forward was that people will not really help one another. That is very different here, I feel.
Yes, me too.
I love helping people out. Not everybody likes to help other people out, but I love to help. Either way, it brings me a lot of things. I feel like I give back. And
or even collaborating, because not only about helping, but you can collaborate and they can help you back whenever they have, something going.
And, even if they don't, then they don't. It's just, self-fulfillment. If I can help, why wouldn't I?
Of course.
It doesn't cost me anything. So in France, it wasn't like that. Here, I feel like it is. And it's so much greater, because you feel like so many more projects are being done and are accomplished, and it's great for the art. It's just, mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's exponentially growing.
Absolutely.
Opposed to France. Now tell me a little bit. I was on your IMDb, and I invite everyone to go to IMDb and search for Noah Lindberg, and you will find out what movies she has been in and other projects that she has coming up. You can also do that on IMDb, right? You can credit things that are in the works. I know that a lot of people do that. Like, maybe the movie hasn't come out, but they can still put it on the credits and it's still being worked on, and you can still do that, right?
I think so, yeah.
The only thing that I saw that you posted there that was in the works was Jim Brass, correct?
Yes,
But
correct.
but that one already
No,
came out,
actually,
right?
no. It is on IMDb. Jim Brass. On
Yes,
IMDb.
yes, it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah. It did come out. It's great. It was fun to shoot because it was very friendly.
Yes.
It's always awesome to shoot when, everybody know one another, and it's just a great feeling.
No, and
You
I love seeing you there. And I actually thought
you.
about you like for another part of a detective, but not for a comedy, more for like a darker film. And I said,
would
oh my God,
love
she
to
would
do
be
that.
great for
Oh
that.
my God, it's
You
wow.
have that look for that detective that I was writing about.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I would love to. It's one of my biggest wishes to actually play a detective. One of my biggest wishes was to be on Law and Order, and
Really?
yes.
Why do you have? I love those shows. I watch them all the time.
Why I actually love Law and Order SVU. It's one of my favorite shows, and I don't know. My mom was actually in the army. She was a very high officer in the Israeli army, and maybe I have this in the blood with the guns and the. I don't know. I just always wanted to do that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the good thing about being an actress is that you can portray those characters, and you can also go back and lighten up if you feel like it
Absolutely.
in a couple of comedic release.
Yes.
Awesome.
Talking about comedies, I just finished writing a pilot, a comedy. That's obviously extremely funny, and I sent it out to a couple of people, and they absolutely adored it. And I really want to. I'm going to shop it to networks, but I really want to have a hand on over it, and I would like to produce at least a pilot. And I'm thinking about a few actors. I'm looking for a DP. I'm looking to put together a team that will work together for the pleasure of art and for the pleasure of having a great outcome. And I'm a perfectionist, so I really want people that are perfectionists and will not settle for just good.
Yes, I understand.
You know?
I understand. Tell me a little bit about the plot, if you can share a little bit of that. Maybe a log line.
Technically, it has a little bit of flavor of Entourage and Empire and episodes. It's what's funny about it is the characters. You wouldn't believe how extreme these characters are, but they're very real too, because I know people like that. I literally know people like that. They talk like that, and you would just not believe it. It's really funny.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I actually want to invite everyone to also follow Noah. You can follow her on Instagram, YouTube. I
Yes.
saw that you have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
She has a Twitter, and everything is the same, which is
Noah
great.
Lindbergh, yes.
Yeah, at Noah Linderberg. And you actually got the opportunity to brand your name in all these social media platforms with the same characters, because sometimes you go to Twitter and
it's different.
it's taken, and then you go
Right.
to Instagram and then you're like, oh my God, I have to change my name again.
Absolutely, I know. So yeah.
Yeah. So I have it on my Facebook post. My Facebook post is public. I always post for Artistic Times Public. So go ahead and check out all the information. I have her website there, her IMDb link, and I have her social media, which is only one name, Noah Lindbergh, and you can follow her on all the platforms. So remember that I am Alexandra Bello, and you can find me on on
Everywhere.
Facebook and everywhere too. And her website is awesome because it's just your name and your last name, noahlindbergh.com.
NoahLindbergh.com, and
Just like mine, I was able to do
exactly.
alexandrabello.com,
Perfect.
and then you go from there to
And then
everywhere
you
you
have all
want.
the icons over there that redirect you to all the social media and all the different platforms. And you can follow my manager, Miami's
Oh my
Mr.
God,
Rabbit.
can I hold him?
Yes. He has a cold, so he's not going to talk today, but he just wants to be here.
He has a cold?
He can't talk today, so
Oh,
that's why.
Well, I just got out of a cold, so let me put him over here again, and then
There you go.
we'll go back to it. But you can also follow him. Where can you follow him?
At Miami's Mr. Rabbit.
Oh man! And what kind of like adventures does he get into?
He goes to the park. He goes to super cool events, iHeartRadio and Y100 events. He meets with different pop stars. He has a crazy life, and he goes to super cool restaurants, and just chills and watches TV or whatever, whatever he wants.
Tell me about your experience. Doing the interviews for iHeartRadio. That is so cool.
Right. So technically, had a management company, artist management company.
You had?
Yes, I didn't want to do it anymore. In the EDM, so I was managing international top DJs and producers. So I have a big background in the EDM world, and I grew up between France and Israel, and a lot of European culture and Israeli culture is very trance. Israel is very trance music. Europe is very house music. So I grew up knowing all these artists, and so they used me. Well, used me as it's not I don't like the word use, but technically, iHeartRadio had me do all the interviews for the DJs.
For the international DJs.
Yes, correct.
Oh, that's awesome. And
yes,
where can
from
I
Hardwell
find?
to Stevie Aoki on YouTube and on y100.com and on Evolution 935.
Awesome.
Pretty much. And on my YouTube channel as well.
Okay. So I want to remind everyone that we're going to have this show online. We're going to upload it to Vimeo. You can follow me on Vimeo, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere on ABP TV. And it's more for like my channel and all the content that I produce. So we're going to upload this interview on Vimeo probably this Thursday, and you're going to go ahead and embed it everywhere you want.
Of course.
You can also
Absolutely.
follow us, listen to us every Monday night at 1470 a.m. You can also go to m2.tv. You can go to Vimeo ABP TV or artistictimes.tv. And remember that our number is 888-565-1470 for you to communicate with us. Now let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
The summer is almost here, and you can renew your home's curb appeal in just a few hours. First Class Pressure Cleaning specializes in residential driveways and landscaping. Starting at only $50, First Class can make your house look brand new. Let's get ready for summer. Call 786-440-8450 and take advantage of our specials. We promise quality, dedication, and professional service. Get your residents treated first class. First Class Pressure Cleaning brings class to your home. 786-440-8450 and tell them you heard about them from Artistic Times. The beautiful and complex art world can raise many questions about copyright, trademarks, negotiations, and settlements, especially if you are an artist and entrepreneur. The key to success when doing business through art is to find a reliable, trustworthy lawyer to give you the most professional representation for your and your clients' peace of mind. Call entertainment lawyer Kevin Wood at 954-809-4351 to set up a free consultation and jumpstart your career with the right tools. You're listening to Artistic Times with Alexandra Bello. Call into the show at 888-565-1470 and join us on the red carpet as Alexandra interviews and informs at WNN 1470 and ABP TV. Now, back to our show.
And here we are again. I also forgot to remind you that we are on 860 a.m. if you're in Atlanta, and we are on iHeartRadio if you're anywhere else in the world. And coming soon to New York, more like where my brother used to live at. What is the well, I love that place. Freeport, in Long Island. We're gonna be there soon, but not soon enough.
Exciting.
Yes,
Wow.
Yes, it is. And people can listen to it, and not only listen to it, we have an archive. If you go to alexandrabello.com, you're going to find out that we have an archive right where it says like radio content on the center of the page. And then you can just watch other interviews if you haven't had a chance. They are uploaded from YouTube. But now we're going to start uploading them through Vimeo because I particularly love Vimeo more. I mean, I respect YouTube a lot, but I guess because I'm a filmmaker, I think that Vimeo is just so indie and it has that feeling, you know?
I haven't been. Well, I'm going on Vimeo, obviously, but I don't know. Not addicted to it yet.
Okay, no, that's cool.
But I might soon.
Yes. I want to let everyone know that we have events always every week here in South Florida. We got something going on. Tomorrow, Wednesday at 8 p.m., we're going to have an event. It's called New Faces of Comedies. And you can go to the Seminole, the Improv at the Hard Rock. So you have the tickets right here. There's a Facebook event page. If you cannot find it on Facebook, just look me up, Alexandra Bello, and ask me, hey, where is that open mic tomorrow? And I'll direct message you and send you like all that information. Also, this Friday at 7 p.m. we have the Best of Miami and Fort Lauderdale 48-hour film projects. So yeah, very
That's
cool,
awesome,
right?
yeah.
So go ahead and visit Little Haiti Cultural Center. And Kathleen Dean, the producer, is going to be there receiving everyone. The tickets are very inexpensive and they are being sold through Eventbrite. So they only have 300 seats. So it's not going to be like super claustrophobic. And you can go and check the Best of Miami 48-hour film project. I also want to remind you that we have Execs and Talents. I go to a networking event called, I don't know, have you been there? Execs and Talents. It's by Audio Vision Studios, and they do it in North Miami.
Okay.
Usually on a Thursday night every month, and a lot of musicians, independent rappers, and
Nice.
producers, they come together and they mingle. And
Very cool.
yeah, and I recommend the filmmakers to also go over there because those people might want music videos, and you might need a music video, so you need an artist.
Absolutely. Yes.
What do you think?
Very smart.
I recommend networking. They have Think Like an Executive workshop, and it's going to happen this Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. and it's right there on North Miami in Audio Vision Studio. They also have a Facebook event page, and go ahead and contact Hillary Metz. She's a lovely woman, and she's going to be, she's in charge of that event and every monthly event. I also invite you to go to the Ink Wells of Florida Writers, and it's a critique meeting about sharing your work. This is through my Meetup app. Like if you go to Meetup, you can find a lot of interesting groups. You can find writers groups. You can find filmmakers and people that just get together every week or every month to collaborate on something and work together on something. So
That's
I follow.
fantastic.
Yes, yeah, definitely. This app is very, very interesting. For example, you have this Thursday, on Boca Photo Studio workshops, and they're going to basically teach you 3 light setups for headshots and for portraits and more. So that's, you go to school, but sometimes you need to keep yourself training, and these meetups are going to help you because there's a lot of professionals here in South Florida that don't mind sharing their information. I actually want to give a big shout out to William Garcia. I met him last year at the Florida Hampton table, and that is someone that has been in this business for 20 years, and I've seen him always like not having a problem sharing information with people.
I love these people.
Exactly.
They're the best.
Exactly. Now let's go back to you. Tell me a little bit more about you because I know people are excited with this interview.
Okay.
A lot of people shared it on Facebook, and I send you all big hugs and kisses.
Oh, I do too.
Yes.
So nice. Well, South Florida is it's a very big market. There is work. I wish there were more work. Everybody does. And it seems like, for the past few years, we've had a governor that hasn't really liked the Hollywood scene, or maybe he wanted to be an actor and they never wanted him. So now he hates everybody. I don't know. But I think that we're going to get through this, and create our own projects. But still, it's still a big market for commercials. And I was lucky enough to do a lot of
events.
Big commercials and events, correct. And I want to say something because I've seen that a lot of actors down here or out there everywhere, you go on a shoot. Well, first of all, you go on a casting. No. First of all, you're submitted. Then you go on a casting. Then you go on a callback. Then you get booked. Then you shoot. and then you still don't know if you're gonna make the final cut,
Exactly. And you never find out
and you never find
till
out
the very
until
end.
it's out. And so I was on Entourage. They did cut a couple of scenes, but I was still in there. And I was credited. It was great. It was a very fun shoot. And but here is one thing I'm going to talk about. I did the State Farm commercial with Reggie Miller and Chris Paul. So you know the Chris Paul State Farm commercials that are very, very funny. So my role was Chris Paul's assistant. It was a funny scene. Reggie Miller, who is a massive, legendary basketball player, came to State Farm, covered in beard and mustache and everything. And he wanted to pass for Roger Miller, not Reggie Miller. And I recognized him. And I'm like, yeah, really? Roger Miller? So I call so I had a couple lines, and I call Chris Paul, etc., etc., and he comes out, and it's like, wait, do I know you? Anyway, so we shot a few times. So they wanted it the sarcastic way, the funny way, and then the complete boring way. And they ended up keeping the boring way.
Oh my God! So State Farm.
They cut all my close-ups. Why? Well, here's what happens. It's not actress. It's not you. It's not your performance. Obviously, you're booked, so you're good, and they wanted you. It can be different reasons. Usually, it's a matter of time. A lot of movies shoot too much material, and they have to put everything in 90 minutes. It's not easy. As far as the State Farm commercial, it was the director told me that they wanted to open on a wide shot with all the visuals, the State Farm visuals, because it was a commercial and they were lacking time. It was a 30-second. So 30 seconds, you have to chop. So all I want to say is, actors out there, don't worry. Still be proud of yourselves, because you're doing an amazing job, and just keep doing it,
Yeah, and you told me earlier that you're theater trained.
Yes.
Tell me, are you still involved in theater, or are you just involved in commercials and film?
I wish. Here's what. I really love theater, and it takes a lot of commitment and a lot of involvement and a lot of time. And if you want to be in theater while doing TV and commercials and films, you sometimes have to pick.
Yes.
Because you have theaters, a lot of rehearsals, and a lot of
it's time consuming.
shows. It's very time consuming.
But then again, you have to be ready for an audience, like right there, one take only.
Yeah, but I love that, and I was trained, and I absolutely adore it, and I love the energy of the audience and everything. The direct, it's all genuine. That's what I love about it. There's nothing fake. It's all out there, and but it takes a lot of time. So if I have a rehearsal in theater, but I have a shoot in film, I have to pick, and that's a really tough one.
Yes.
It's always tough too.
Well, I love theater. I actually think that there's, some kind of magic in theater that you can find in film, but sometimes you can't.
Yes.
And I love,
agree.
I love watching theater. So anytime that you're involved in theater, or my friends out there who are listening, because I tagged you today on my post, if you are in a theater play, please let me know, because I actually enjoy myself.
Yes.
Going to check it out.
Actually, let me talk about a theater production with Arturo Rossi. He used to be my acting coach. I absolutely adore him. He stopped coaching, but I still love. He changed my whole vision of acting. And he is the founder of Ground Up and Rising, that is a theater group, and they're going to perform at the convention center. They're performing now somewhere else in Miami. I don't know exactly where, because I live on the beach, so I know about the beach one. By the convention center, it's going to be on the outside, where they show movies once a week or something like that, the classic movies. It's great. I'm going to go see it. Ground Up and Rising.
Well, make sure to take pictures there and put them on your Instagram.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be following that. I actually followed you on Instagram from both of my accounts.
Awesome.
So now I'm going to see what you're up to.
I'll go on there. Awesome. And yeah, I just love theater. It's so much. It's so fulfilling, and it's like there's no. It's almost like there's no acting in theater. It's everything is out there and has to be out there. It's a lot of work, but think about the old movies. A scene. Okay.
Sorry. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Noah Lindberg.
Thank you so much.
This was Noah Lindberg right here on Artistic Times Radio. I am Alexandra Bello. Hear you later.
You have been listening to Alexandra Bello. From Alexandra Bello Productions and Artistic Times Radio, join us every Tuesday at 7:30 and get informed in the world of artists, celebrities, musicians, writers, and more on the Red Carpet Fashion Show. Join us next week for more red carpet treatment of Artistic Times. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.